Welcome to Unlocking Las Vegas with your favorite redhead realtor, Erin Pearson Mills. We're going to be covering the greater areas of Las Vegas all the way to Pahrump and Mesquite, talking about trends, events, sports, and more. I'm super excited to welcome all of our guests this year and have a great time, which is everything Unlocking Las Vegas. Welcome to another episode of Unlocking Las Vegas with me, Erin Pearson Mills, and my lovely co-host,
Leslie McGarry.
Hi.
Good morning,
you look amazing today.
And we're matchy-matchy.
We don't even talk anymore. We just kind of have like a theme together. That's what I love. Okay, so it's been a big week and I want to dive right in. Okay, so I want to talk about, it's still the beginning of the year. I want to talk about having a coach, having an accountability partner.
Yes.
What do we feel about that? We can talk like 10 hours on this, I think.
So I have two coaches, and my take on this is you should always have a coach if you're coachable.
Oh.
But if you're not coachable, it's wasting your money.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Okay. So I actually brought my glasses to the table today so I can actually read some stuff.
Okay.
So what I love about coaching, it's kind of forcing you to do what you don't want to do when you don't want to do it. Did I say that right? Wait.
You did. You said it right.
Doing what you don't want to do when you don't want to do it at the highest level.
Yes.
Okay, so think about this. So it's like you have a coach for everything in life. I've had coaches my entire life. I even think if you're a coach, coaches have coaches.
Always.
Like
I think
1,000%.
successful people have coaches.
Definitely.
In different facets of their life and their business.
Well, I mean, you go to the gym. Do you think you know everything about everything, all the equipment, every muscle, what you should be doing for your body type?
Some people do.
Well, they should be a trainer.
Coachables.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, I mean, if you really think you know everything, then yes, you're non-coachable.
Yes.
But I mean, that's why I walk into the gym and I get a trainer because I'm like, I have literally no idea what I'm doing.
Right.
And then you're accountable to that person.
Correct.
You are accountable. So
I had this conversation with my coach last week, and I said, you're teaching me or reiterating all of the things that I already know, right? I already know that I should be doing these things, but now I'm paying you to tell me. I'm paying you to be my accountability partner. And if I don't do these things that you're telling me to do, and I don't do the homework and I don't follow up with you, I'm not cheating you because you still get paid.
Yeah.
I'm only cheating me and I'm cheating myself out of the money.
Well, look, once you leave high school, once you leave college, nobody is giving you a grade. It's you're off into the world.
Yes.
So it's like Rocco. I mean, I actually just got a text from his algebra teacher. He has been studying, but see, she's telling me we're both holding him accountable. If you fail, then you're not going to pass.
Right.
What happens when you're out of school?
You're going to either fail or you're going to pass.
But at the end of the day, it's just your bank account. It's your survival.
Correct.
So I think it's a little bit different. But okay, so here are my points. I should have worn different glasses. I feel like the red doesn't work today.
It works.
All right, point number 1. The most successful agents or salespeople have complete control of their attitude, mindset, expectation, goals, and happiness. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't believe that they have complete control.
Complete might be harsh.
I believe that they
have an awareness.
They have to have an awareness and the ability to control the way that they feel, how they react, how they perform, how they behave.
Well, what I love about the multitude of coaches that I do have, because, believe it or not, I do have a trainer when I go to the gym. I have a life coach. I have a real estate coach. I have a whole level of different coaches. Is that they kind of all tell me to unplug a little bit. When you're just starting, you need to really focus because, keeping control or the illusion of control of your happiness, you have to cut out a lot of media. When you think about it, because your level of happiness, what happens when you turn on the news? Are you happy?
No.
Depending on who you follow on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. I mean, and it depends on who you follow too, because you can have those doomsday Karens all the time, like on the Nextdoor app.
Yeah.
If you just love that stuff and you're just like getting down and getting dirty, you're getting yourself dirty. So I love the fact that, when you're starting something new at the beginning of the year, kind of cut yourself off from media or limit it. And kind of, follow the positivity so you can keep that controlled mindset. Well, and then you're not wasting a lot of time too.
So I did a big self-evaluation seminar. It was called PSI, and we had to write down.
It was called what?
PSI, PSI.
Oh, I was like,
PSI seminars. Yeah, no,
that would be me. I have to do this.
After it was all said and done, and you did the 3 days, they had you write down like your big takeaways. And my biggest takeaway, and I've been really trying to implement this daily, is if it's not going to affect my life in 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 years from right now, I don't need to put any energy into it. So when somebody's having their meltdown in front of you, you just have to go, okay, is this going to affect me?
Other people's meltdowns, other people's, yes.
But that all comes from
drama, stress.
Coaching. But I'm very coachable, right? And even though I've been doing this a really long time and I've been, around a lot of things and done all the leaderships and all of the certificates and all the things, I'm still coachable. I still believe that there's a lot for me to learn, and that if I leave every day a little better than I found it yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I mean, gosh, I say it all the time and people look at me a little strange. I always want to be the dumbest person in the room. Maybe I should find a better way to say that. But what I mean is I surround myself with people smarter, more successful, more positive, because I want to draw from them to leave the room in the day and have something to add to my life.
See, I like your sentiment, but agreed, you need to find something different to say, because
I want to be dumb.
That only puts a negative connotation on you. A negative connotation.
I would like to surround myself with more successful, smarter, positive people.
But do you know that the people in the room feel that about you?
I love that. No, I don't. They do. But that's how we grow.
Right. So always going in with a positive word about ourselves will change.
Are we going to talk about a word? Remember we talked about the word of the year?
Talk about words.
Positive word. I'm like, learn. Oh my gosh. Words are so basic. I don't know.
Words are basic. They're not basic if
they're meaningful if you
use them. And if you really find that word that you can. That was the big thing when we talked about that at the beginning of the year, was taking that one word, and that one word that will make you feel a certain way throughout the year. And so when you think of that word, right? So mine was transformational.
Yeah.
And I've been using...
Girl, you've transformed this year. She walked in today and I was like, Leslie, can I ask you something? Is that your real hair? And she was like, gosh, yes. And I was like, I just want to, I'm complimenting you, not making you feel bad. Like, I thought you had some magical extensions, but it looks beautiful and luscious. And I know that you have been transforming yourself by, cutting your alcohol and just, focusing on your intake and your walks and your exercise. And so that's my compliment of the day.
I love that.
Like I teach my kids, you have to give it away to have a good day, but do it in the right way. I might not have been like, girl, you got some extensions? But anyway, I have noticed the transformation.
Thank you. But that's one of the things is I believe that I always have to be coached in some way. It's not, you don't wake up every day and you know it all about everything, right?
If you do, you should just die. Just die, because nobody knows everything, like literally.
So coaching for you.
Okay. So I've always said, like, let's, I'm a real estate agent. And so our brokerages, you've got, you have weekend retreats, you go to, we have EXP Con, there's week longs, but then you can break it down and you can say, my weekly team brokerage meeting, or my Zooms with my coach, or my Zooms with, the learning and the classes. I like to call it, because when I would go away and I'd be like, to my husband, I'm going to go to Dallas for like 3 days, and it's an intensive learning thing. And I was like, it's real estate camp. Real estate camp, cheer camp. I love cheer camps. And I kind of break it down to say, nobody likes going to those weekly brokerages meetings. And I was like, you guys, it's like real estate church. Think about it.
I like that.
Because when you go to church every single Sunday, what does it do? It quiets your soul. Mm-hmm. It gets you reset, refocused for the next journey, which, with church would be the next Sunday. So real estate church revitalizes you, because, a lot of salespeople, we can work from home. We work in our offices. We work kind of alone. And you can really just, if you're not feeding off everybody else's energy and getting reset, and like find that nugget. I mean, I sponsor a lot of classes. I teach a lot of classes. And even if I feel like I might be wasting my time, or I've heard this class before, which happens a lot, if I can get, I call it a nugget, I'm
Okay, but think about what you just said, right? So there's the flip side to that. And this is a coachable moment. Oh. Right?
Leslie's going to coach me.
No, for your fans. For your fans. When you say you go in there and you reset your soul and you get re-energized, you could also go in there with a bad attitude. You could go in there like, I don't want to be here. Why am I always need to be here? And then your negative attitude rubs off on someone else.
Yes, and that puts them in the uncoachable.
That's the uncoachable. I sat in this seminar, and this guy didn't want to be there from jump. He just didn't want to be there. He was like, I don't know why somebody put me here. Somebody paid for me to come. I'm this and I'm that, and I'm super successful and I have a load of money. And then as it went on, he's like, yeah, and I'm on my third divorce. And I'm thinking, hi, this might be why you should be here. And maybe if we just flip the script for a minute and say, I might get something out of this that might fill my soul. Yeah. Right. But instead, you sit through this whole thing and leave 4 hours before the end of a 3-day thing going, I don't need to be here. We might.
Even if it's a boring topic, or like last year in Las Vegas, I sponsored classes. I think I sponsored about 28 of them. So I heard the same class over and over. It was about Airbnbs and the information for agents and for, to let people know about the knowledge of getting an Airbnb in Las Vegas, which I don't recommend. But I heard it so many times, and I would always glean like a little tiny new nugget. So, it does take your brain about 7 times to hear or read the same thing for you to actually memorize it, internalize it, and then possibly customize it basically. So when you're trying to learn something, to be able to, turn it around to actually sell it with confidence, it's the re-listening to it. Hence why you do the same thing at the gym every single day to start to see the results. Right? So, all right, let's check out point number 2. Okay, so accountability, really. So point number 2 is having somebody to be accountable with. Okay, I love talking about having an accountability partner or an accountability coach because it's 2 totally different things.
I think it's totally different.
2 totally different things. So if we were keeping each other accountable, and we're really good friends, we like to have fun together. We might talk about our kids together. We might talk about our dogs together. So an accountability partner, I'm not paying you.
Right.
But I was like, hey, make sure we go on a walk every single morning. Well, we can do that, but we might not do it at the highest level because, not to be funny, but I'm not paying you.
Right.
So I'm just like, oh, we can joke off, or we can do one last mile. An accountability partner is great, because every single morning you can text each other, you can get each other there. The difference between having a partner, because a lot of people are like, I don't want to pay a coach. I can't afford a coach. If you can't not afford to pay a coach. Correct. Okay, let's just say that. Correct. But if you have an accountability coach, it's like going back into the 5th grade. And now you've got a teacher and a principal, and you're paying them, and you have to get through this, to succeed. So, having a coach is just a whole different level.
It's a different
You're going
level.
in there with focus, clarity, a little bit of shame if you didn't do what you're supposed to, and knowledge of what you haven't been doing.
And your skin in the game.
Your skin in the game.
It's like, okay, so my title rep and I host a mastermind. I think we're going on week 9 of our mastermind, right? And we've had people join and leave, but we've had the same core group of people in this mastermind, right? And of course, they're not paying us or anything like that. That's not, but they're giving their time to this now, right? And
time is money.
And we do it in the middle of a work day so that if they're truly committed, they're going to show up and they're going to do this mastermind. And we're holding each other accountable. And through the process, like I might text one and say, hey, did you do this week? Or did you talk to this person this week? Or did you do your videos this week? They're not paying me. Yeah. But I'm also not their friend. And we're not going out. Even though I love everybody in the mastermind, don't get me wrong, but we're not like friends like that. So we're not going out for a walk. We're not having a happy hour. We're not, having chips and salsa on a Tuesday. We're really here to work and help each other build.
I don't think I'd have you as my accountability coach.
Why is that?
Because we just waste all of our time. Like, I love you so much. And that's the thing too. Almost get somebody meaner than you for like an accountability coach. For sure. Or skinnier or more successful, a little more attainable. That sounds really bad, but it's true.
I believe that it's like you said, I've gone to a gazillion classes. I sponsor a gazillion classes. I get all the information, but I always leave with something, a nugget of something, of course. Don't leave with the nugget and go and shoot a video about it. Go and leave with the nugget, do some research about it, make the nugget your own, and then shoot your content about it, because sometimes nuggets of information aren't always true. But coaching to me is you're going to get out of it what you put into it. So if you do the coaching, you're assigned something and you don't do it, and you come back the next week and you fluff your way through it, your coach knows. Well, you're not cheating anyone but yourself.
Very true. Well, let's not put a dollar amount on coaching, because I even think if you're going to pay somebody, $10 a session, like a yoga session, or what if over here, this yoga teacher wanted $500 a session? I mean, are you going to get the same amount of that? So my point is that no matter who you're paying, you don't have to spend $10,000 in a year, to get that same motivation.
And honestly, you need to interview the coaches. That I believe that my coach isn't going to be right for everybody else. My son's coach is not right for me. You know what I'm saying?
Don't yell at the coaches.
But you because there are different personalities. So there's coaches.
I was thinking like football coaches, like
yeah. But there's different personalities for different coaches. And,
1,000%.
I mean, even that. Like, think about that. Not all the kids on Rocco's team are going to respond the same to the coach.
Yeah, they could have got a couple of assistant coaches.
The same.
Well, here's the thing. We can break this down to brokerages.
Yeah.
So when I didn't know, when I've just, graduated real estate school, cool. You do have to go out and, interview your brokers. By the way, you're interviewing them. They're not interviewing you. I'm just you're in control.
Yeah.
So and they come and they speak in the classes, when you're graduating. And I really like this mean, angry man who had all these rules, and he was just, kind of harsh. And I was like, I connected with that. I was like, it's kind of like my dad. I feel like I'm gonna excel because that's what I grew up with, right? At the end of the day, it wasn't my form of teaching. I realized, okay, maybe I have PTSD, but I switched brokerages to a leader that was actually more positive, enjoying, taught in a different form. And so I went from one bad coach to a good coach. And that first year with that boutique brokerage and that broker, $0, zero. And then with this one, it's many figures later.
Yeah.
So it's very important to go ahead and do that.
And honestly, it's your money, and it's okay to try out a coach and it doesn't work. Find another one. It doesn't mean that they're all the same. So don't not like that coach and just stop the coaching, because that's one of the other things, right? You can't say I can't afford it, because if you can't afford it now, you're never going to be able to afford it because you don't have the coaching to get you to the next level where you can afford it.
Oh, I'm the queen of being cheap. I know you call me frugal, but I'm.
I like that you're frugal.
That's a nicer word, but if you really want to build your bank account, you will find the whatever it is, the $20 a month, the $200 a month, the whatever it is. I mean, let's talk about, people overspending. So you will find that money to make it happen.
To go get a table at a club, to pop bottles, you can find the money.
Wow, how old do you think we are? No, I like that. I'm thinking Postmatings and Starbucks, or, stuff like that. Little tiny outside of your house habits, like actually buy your groceries and cook. So, and, a lot of people are like, well, why do you pay a trainer? Like, there's YouTube. I can do it myself. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, man, you can. If you are that good that you can coach yourself, well, you should be a coach yourself. But let's go to point number 3. Just like your trainer at the gym, they have made it their life's work to delve into the education and teaching process so you can focus on your actual job, okay? And be trained in flexing the muscle that you need right now to build your business and your bank account. So if you're saying you can go and coach yourself, you're going to spend so much time coaching yourself because you don't know where to go. Okay. These coaches or trainers have, simplified it and customized it to you. So freeing up your time so you can get in there, coach yourself, so you can actually turn around and use that time to go and make the money that you need.
Correct. Okay.
So because at the end of the day, it's coaches are here to kind of like tackle it down, really grind it down to a fine point. So you're not like listening to something for 10 hours and then you find the nugget. They're like, here's the nugget you need today. Here's the nugget you need next week.
Yes.
And then you've just solved all your time to actually produce.
Well, here's the thing is, it's like if you can find exercise and training and all of that on YouTube, but that person on YouTube can't see your form. They can't see how you're moving. They don't know what your ailments are. It's coming out of a box, right?
Yes.
Not everything is cookie cutter. Listen, I've been a loan originator for 24 years. I'm not cookie cutter. And neither is the person next to me, or the person next to them, or the person next to them. We all need our ailments or our pain points are not all the same. Like how I present out in public and how I am behind closed doors, it could be two very different things.
Yeah.
Because
or behind a screen.
You could have insecurities that need to be addressed. And when you're talking with your coach, you have to be open and honest about the things that you are doing and you're not doing. Because if you lie to your coach, they know you've lied. Right? And you're just cheating yourself on those things.
Yeah, don't skip the steps.
You can't skip the steps.
A good coach will give you grace, give you forgiveness. They might not want to hear your excuses, because their time is money too. But if you come in and be like, hey, bro, I did 8 out of 10 things. A good coach will be like, well, let's do better next week. Let's get you to there. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't, resonate with that kind of like, angry attitude, kind of like, cracking the whip type of broker. Right. I needed a little grace, because when I tell all of, my coaching clients, I'm like, listen, I don't know your life. I'm telling you how it works with my life, having 2 older kids, not babies, a solid marriage, maybe not a single parent, that maybe not even a second job, but that's the, the good stuff with coaches is that they're going to get to know your life.
Right.
And be like, your kid was sick. Let's give you a little grace and let's tweak it out.
But honestly, if you are working the program and you're working what they're telling you to do, you could do it at any time.
100%.
Listen, I have empathy for people, but I also know that being self-employed is not exactly what people think it is, right?
I know.
You get this, I get to make my own schedule.
Love that.
I don't have to clock in and I don't have to answer to somebody. And yes, you do, because you have to answer
it's
to
the
yourself.
Almighty you, the almighty bank account.
And let me tell you, I am harder on myself than any employer I've ever worked for.
Yeah.
Right? Because when I hit the end of the day, listen, I bought this planner, listen, because I'm just like everybody else, right? I'm really trying to do other things. I bought this planner called Win by Noon. Okay. I bought it January 5th. I'm like,
I like it.
I'm going to do this.
Because you get up early like me, so we can be on 4 a.m. club. But anyway.
But
yeah.
I haven't even opened the planner.
Oh.
So who am I cheating? Am I cheating Win by Noon? Who got their money?
Do you need me to text you at 4 in the morning tomorrow and be like, open your planner?
And I have.
Is it a planner or a book?
It's a planner, and then there's a program that goes along with it.
Okay.
And so yes, it's amazing, and it's all the things that I'm very dedicated to my list, and I do all the things, and I'm up early, and I get all my bearings going about me. But to tell myself, oh, I'm going to have everything done by noon.
Maybe if you live in Spain with a time difference.
I need to be better about breaking down the to-do list. I know what my pain points are, but for me, I tell my coach what these are. And then my coach gives me homework. So my homework on that this week is, what are the 5 things that I am doing right now that I love, that are filling my cup and making me money? And what are the 5 things that I'm doing right now that I don't love and that they aren't making me money?
Or stealing your time.
So I had to really spell these. I had to really think about each column, and then that is on our coaching call this week.
Well, let's say that you hate wasting your time to go grocery shopping, meal planning, and cooking. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are apps for that.
Right.
So, you could actually chat GPT a meal plan and saying that you're keto, or saying that you're paleo, or saying that you're allergic to shellfish, and actually order it.
Yeah.
Oh, bad girl.
But see, you don't have to do the things that are not making you happy and not making you money.
Well, I think our next podcast should be the power of yes and the power of no.
Mm-hmm.
What you should say yes to, what you should say no to, and how it's going to benefit your life and how it's going to gain you some more time back.
It's very funny because it's actually so I was telling her about the story and trying to get some clarity on what I was going to do. And she said, grab a piece of paper. And we do it on Zoom. She goes, grab a piece of paper. And I said, okay. She goes, I'm going to give you words to write. And I said, okay. And she went, just say no. She said, circle it, highlight it, pin it on the wall. She said, because you don't always have to say yes. You just don't. You don't have to say yes. It's not going to make people like you or dislike you or any of the things. If it's not filling your cup or making you money, you have to say no to things.
Well, I think I'm the power of no to anything social, which is bad. I know you yell at me, but I'm getting better. And I'm the power of yes is saying anything work driven, but I am a workaholic. And so, finding that balance is fun. But, so I love saying yes to anything business, but, maybe take a week or 2 and say yes to everything and see how it affects your life. See if you can even handle it.
There's a book.
Then say no to everything.
The Shonda Rhimes who wrote
Yes.
Yes. Have you read her book?
No, gosh. Well, now I need to.
Okay. And it's all
Shondaland.
about saying yes. So she did a year of saying yes to everything because she was turning down projects and all the, and then there's another book out there. It's just say no, right? So you've got to find your balance. You can't say yes to everything you can.
Yeah.
But I would say for me, the biggest thing this year was saying yes to coaching.
Yeah.
And all in, 100% all in.
I love that. Well, as you know, it's taken me a couple years, and I've coached my entire career. I've literally my entire career. So, I mean, going through the couple different careers I have, with weddings, I mean, I coached and taught and showed, and I'm just a natural born teacher. I love it. Maybe not children, but, adults. And so people have come up to me constantly. How do you do this? How are you good at this? How are you good at this? So it's taken me and Ferris about 2 years, but we did open our coaching program. And so, yeah, you can go check it out. It's launching, I say March, which happens to be in a couple of days. So March, kind of loosey-goosey. There's going to be a soft and early bird. So the Social Collective, and the links are all going to be below. So if you want a little portion about, how we run things, it's geared toward not only real estate agents or in that world, lenders, title reps, it's for salespeople because I'm really good at social media. I have a love for social media, but I definitely think you should say yes to coaching.
But one of the things, Erin, that you should really build your platform on is that you have the receipts, right? You have the receipts to go along with
what are showing receipts. Let's say you wanted to go to the gym, or you got to hire a fat trainer or a fit trainer,
right?
Okay, those are your receipts. So you can tell that they practice what they preach, basically. And so not only with the views and the likes and the this and the shares, it's the receipts of being such a good salesperson, such a good agent for the last I'd say 28 years through weddings, through real estate. I don't like to I'm not that person like, how many do you have in escrow? What dollar amount have you sold? Da, da, da. I'm happy to share it with you. It's just not my MO to quote unquote brag how fast and quickly I built something, but I'm here to show you how I have.
And that is one of the qualities for me in a good coach is that they're willing to share and help coach you up. My coach is a producing loan officer. So for me, of course,
it's in your vein.
I've looked up her numbers or production. I want to see because I want to make sure that where I'm investing my money, that they're going to invest back in me. Right. And so for you, I mean, you have the receipts to show you've done the work.
Well, when I chose to actually go with Erin Taylor, the real estate guy here in Las Vegas, it's because he does hundreds of deals a year, hundreds consistently over the past 28 years. I'm going to learn something from this man.
Right.
And he's nice and has a good attitude and all the things. So anyway, thank you for joining me. I guess we have to dress like green in the next couple of weeks for St. We love a good theme.
We love a good theme.
We love a good theme. So St. Patrick's Day. So that'll be a good time.
And the luck would be with you.
I know. We'll talk about that and my pain points with that next week. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful week and go get yourself a coach or click on the link below and join the Social Collective. Bye.